pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can we swear them both in at one time?
Yeah, we can.
Yes, okay.
Let's start with the swearing in.
I'd like to call this meeting to order. Charles, can you please take a roll call?
Yes, sir. Mr. Mike Sweeney.
Here.
Mr. Andrew Salasad.
Here.
Mr. Oliver Lesbrunz.
Here.
Mr. Travis Regensberg. Mr. Ford.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Very well. Do I hear a motion to approve the agenda? There is going to be a modification on the agenda. The approval of the minutes will be tabled at this time. That should have read January 27th, not the 13th. And so in our next meeting, we'll have to approve those minutes. Okay,
I move to approve the agenda
as
with that
modified?
modification.
Very well. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Minutes are approved. Okay. Any public comments at this time before we enter the public hearing portion? We have two people that are going to be, that have requested public input. It'll be Patsy Pacheco and Toby Sanchez. Is that correct? Patsy here? Oh, there she is. Hi, Patsy. Patsy, would you like to come forward and get some?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chair, we need to swear them all in before
Yes, sir.
anybody speaking, we'll have to stand up and be
Yes,
sworn in before we start speaking.
Yes, sir. Patsy, would you like to come up? And I am going to swear you in.
Swear people in at once, or?
I guess we could. Yeah, Toby, if you don't mind standing up as well, and let's swear you both in at once. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony that you are about to give in this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. Consider yourselves sworn in for the rest of the meeting. Okay. Patsy, though, that you can come up and give your public input first. Public comments?
Okay, as I understand, this gentleman, Toby Sanchez, wants to change this, zoning to commercial.
Very well.
What I wanna know is, how is it going to help our community? Or how is it going to help the neighborhood?
Okay.
That's what I wanna know.
Any other concerns?
I think probably once we hear what he has to say,
Okay.
you know, and what he plans on doing with this,
Very well.
then, you know, I would probably have a concern about it.
Very well. Without skipping due process on this, can we call Patsy back up after the hearing or during the hearing portion?
So so for the public hearing, no, the public hearing would have to close.
Okay, very well. Okay,
For order, I would just request that she gives her full opinion about the whole thing now.
that's a good idea.
That's fine,
Yes,
that's fine. It's like, what for break something that hasn't been broken? You know, that's my feeling. And,
You know, if we change it to commercial, what I
understand, or what I have heard, is that he's planning on putting storage sheds there.
Okay.
It raises a concern for
Sure.
safety and, I think for my parents who are elderly, who live next door. So it raises a concern.
Okay.
And not only that, it's, also vandalism that might occur, you know, which is not safe. So even at that, I don't know how this is going to help our neighborhood right now.
All right. Thank you, Patsy. Appreciate your input today. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Okay. Toby, would you? Yes, please. We're gonna give you 3 minutes right now, and then we'll go into the hearing after that, okay? Okay.
So I'm not sure where to begin. I'm looking to change this property, 835 South Pacific, into a commercial. When I purchased this property, my record or my paperwork shows that it was commercial. I was under the assumption that it was commercial, being that it was Moody's parking lot,
Mhm.
which should have been commercial.
Makes sense.
The county recognizes it as commercial property, but the city doesn't, so that's why I'm here to change it. I do have some future plans for it. As far as beneficial to the community, I mean, I think my work speaks for itself. I've done a lot of work, especially across the street where I currently own that kind of corner there on South Pacific in Independence.
Okay.
I've made it a lot better, a lot safer, added a lot of lighting, better neighbors. As far as my plans for placing some storage sheds, I don't see how how it'll bring any more vandalism or any other type of mischief, I guess, towards the community that's not already there. I don't know if you guys have any questions as far as to what I've got. I think you guys have all my
I think
Site
during the
plans
hearing,
and
during the
whatnot.
hearing process, we might have some questions.
Is there anything else I can answer?
Not right now.
I think-
No, sir. It was
I think
just
that
straight
pretty
input,
much says-
more than anything else, yeah.
Yeah, I think that says almost everything I need to say about this project, unless you guys have some questions for me.
Okay, got it. Perfect. Thank you. Okay,
Good. Thank you.
thank you. Okay, I understand we have a little bit different of approach to our public hearing. So we do need a motion to open public hearings. Do I hear a motion?
I'll move to open public hearing.
Very well.
I'll second.
Second, can we take a vote then, or roll call vote?
Mr. Mike Sweeney,
Yes?
Mr. Andrew Salazar,
Yes.
Mr. Ford.
Yes.
Very
Motion
well.
carries.
And we can open the hearing on the application right now. And Toby, you'll still be under oath, because we'll probably ask you some questions now and stuff, I guess, okay? Okay. I will first go over the fact that you do want it to be changed from an R1
R2.
R3.
I'm sorry about that. From an R3 to a C3, making it a commercial property, correct? I have one quick question. Our storage sheds, is that set as far as what your intentions
No,
are?
I've got
Is-
a couple other projects that I might be interested in. If I
Okay.
can't do this one, I've got at least a couple
Okay.
of things in mind, but it still needs to be commercial at any point.
You got it. And the reason that I personally ask is, I was looking at the size of the lot and so forth. And right now, it looks to me like it'd be very, very difficult to meet the setback requirements. Given that there is a residential space, right next to it. And if I'm correct, it should be 15 feet setback?
You're-
15 feet, is that?
Yes, Mr. Oliver, you're right to say that according to our city ordinance, and if he is abutting a residential zone, the setback is 15 according to city ordinance.
Okay. So that would leave very, very little space for a unit. I'm
Yeah.
just I'm just asking to see if there's some flexibility in that, do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do have,
You could come up here
something.
too.
You can come up
I
and
do
have a seat now.
something I'd like to add as far as,
Sure.
as far as the setbacks. Now I don't know the exact verbiage for the, it's called the 50% rule. I don't know if you guys understand
Yes,
that.
for alleys.
Basically, if 50% of the, community, I guess, in this case, the blocks surrounding it, if they're doing something, in this case, building up against the property line, then I should be able to as well. And I've got a site map here. I'm sorry, I wasn't able to.
No, it's,
transcribe it. It wasn't
we've
working,
got,
but,
we've got that right here.
More than 50% of the homes are on the property line, currently. And the property across the street is commercial, and the property, on the other side is also commercial. It's not like we're asking for something impossible here.
And those ones do have, historical commercial zoning as well, don't they, or, yeah. Okay. I would have to refer that to council on that, because I don't know what the legal rule would be there. Is there any input from either Mr. Marquez or?
Yeah, Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
I believe what Mr. Sanchez is referring to is called, it's in the ordinance where if 50% of the neighborhood is non-compliant, that he can, follow that rule as well. We gotta remember that, the west side of town, was put together prior to our ordinances of in 1970, when Las Vegas became one.
Yes.
So there was a lot of non-compliance at that time. So this subdivision does fall underneath that 1970 rule.
Okay.
So there is a non-conforming ordinance that's in the city of Las Vegas that does say if there's a 50% of the block that is non-conforming, then he's able to non-conform as well. I still think that Mr. Sanchez will still face some challenges with those containers, but those things that he can take upon himself if he does get this permission to move forward with the rezoning.
Okay. And is what constitutes the neighborhood then? Because I mean, if you look at the block of the parking lot currently, and you just go that block, well, everything is residential.
That's a certain amount of radius. I want to say it's 500 feet.
500 feet, and I mean, if we move 500 feet and count every house, there is 1, 2, 3, 3 spots that are commercial, if I'm correct, and I think I am. That would be the old Joe's liquor store, the Ludy's building, and the little restaurant in what used to be a laundromat when I was a kid. Yep. If you counted all the buildings, it wouldn't be 50%, would it?
Yeah, I guess we'd have to look at it. I haven't looked at that. I mean, I really didn't look at the overhead and anticipate this question.
Because I mean, if it's 50%, I understand like if you just say 3 buildings in the area, but if you say the neighborhood, what constitutes the neighborhood?
Yeah, we'd have to look at the radius. Like I said, we
Yes,
weren't
sir.
prepared for that question. Well, I'll be honest with you, Mr. Chair. But Mr. Sanchez is right. There is an ordinance that does state that. So we just have to look it up and see what that would be.
To be fair to all the residents in the area, I think that would be a fair question to get answered.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir. Okay.
I have a couple of questions.
Yes, very well, forgive me.
Also for Mr. Marcus, well, the second question's actually, I guess, to you, I'm reading your deed and it looks like it's 26 by 100 feet is the lot size? Okay. So the 15-foot setback for commercial use would be from the street to the structure? From the South Pacific Street to the structure would require 15 feet?
Yes.
And
We can meet that.
between the the backside of the storage units or whatever use to the neighboring residential house.
Ms. Ford, if I could just, so it's, the ordinance does state, just so you guys are aware, it says property line. Being 15 feet away from the property line.
On all four sides?
So, Mr. Sanchez is on a corner lot. So being that he's on a corner lot, he must meet 25-foot setbacks all around the, he doesn't have just a one single front, he has two fronts.
Right.
So he'd have to meet that setback. And then, of course, he's gonna have to meet the 15-foot setback away from the neighbor's property. And his setbacks in the back, he would be fine. It's just, it's those setbacks that we've kind of spoken to Mr. Sanchez about in regards to it. It's in the ordinance that one, since it is a corner lot, we can't avoid that.
That is attached in the development standards that I had given to you.
Okay, all right, I'm sorry I missed that one. So it sounds like there would have to be this meeting is only about zoning, but at the time that you want to build something, there would have to be
I have to come back and see what the board would think.
Yeah.
If that's the plan he decides to go with, again, Mr. Sanchez did say that he may think of something different that may be a little bit neighborhood friendlier, I guess you could say.
Okay, so my second question then is, starting with the city, did you discuss C1 and C2 as options? And is there a reason that C3 was requested?
C3 pretty much was what fit the criteria that he was going after. Nowhere in any of the ordinances does it mention the word storage sheds, but there is a resolution that's put together that does say just because the word is not in there doesn't mean it doesn't fit the uses of the district. This is something that we'd have to pull out from the files and show to the board whenever it'd be time, if that would come to the, if it would come to
I
that
think
point.
C1 and C2 would definitely not allow for storage?
Well, and if he takes a C3, then he has all the benefits of a C1 and a C2, because C3 will allow anything in a C1 and C2 district that's permitted. No special use or nothing like that. So C3 is general business district. That seemed like the more fitting one. And the property across the street, which is Ludi's Old Food Market, is actually a C3. So for the sake of not spot zoning the area, we decided to stay with the C3.
Okay. And my last question is the fact that it has been used as a commercial lot for a very long time. Is there ordinance or city direction on that being a factor that we would take into consideration?
The parking lot itself sits as a fully paved or cemented lot. It really wouldn't fit in the R3 zone as a property. I don't know who could really benefit from it in the sense of having a yard or having any which way they can do anything with it. So I think it benefits it or behooves the property to become a commercial property. But again, that's at the pleasure or the recommendation of the board to do so. Again, I think it'd be very difficult if it would remain as an R3 to have anything built upon it.
Thank you. That's all.
Very well. Andrew, Mr. Assad, or?
I do have a question. So let's say you don't go with the containers or the storage units. I was thinking, so what if you would put a 2-story commercial, 3-story, what would stop you from doing so? Because then you're backing up right to the residential area.
Yeah, there's.
So what other plans would you have?
For a building, like a, a structure, I guess the street and the area just wouldn't fit. There wouldn't be enough parking and stuff to build anything huge, like you're saying, in the 2-story or 3-story. The street just wouldn't have enough space. But as far as for storage, there is no parking or anything, maybe one person a month or something would come by and put some stuff in or take some stuff out. And there'd be no traffic, let's say, to impede the neighborhood.
And with this, you would have fencing all around the property for
Yes.
your units. And they're 20 feet long, so that will actually leave you,
6 feet on the street side. Again, that's why I'm going with the, you know, more than 50% of the homes are built on the property line.
right, but with these storage, are they swinging doors or do they
They
garage
swing
doors?
out, yes.
And that's
They're
an
about 4
extra,
feet.
what,
It'll still be inside the
3 feet when they
inside
open?
the yard. Yes.
Or 4 feet since the 8-foot container, so they're 4-foot swinging doors. So that brings you all the way to 24, so where would the vehicles that are gonna be
Well, we have,
dropping off storage?
it's not technically our property, but there's another 20 feet before the street that is currently not being used. You know, all the rest of the neighbors all park their vehicles in front of their property, so I would use it kind of the same way.
Mr. Sweeney, do you have any questions?
Just a couple of questions. See that you're looking at 11 storage units, is that, correct?
Approximately 88 feet.
pardon?
Yes, approximately 88 feet.
And
Foot long.
is this accessible from both Sapeo and South
It
Pacific
could be,
Streets?
yes, it could be,
Will it continue to be that way?
yes.
Okay, that's all.
Okay. I think there is a couple of unanswered questions, especially dealing with the issue that Mr. Sanchez has brought up as far as the 50% rule. And being that that is, has been brought up, I think we need some more clarity, maybe even legal judgment on that from city attorney portion, or?
We could revolve, sir, if you'd like that, if the chair would like.
I think it would be doing our due diligence before we make a final decision on what approval on what can be built and approval on the changing in zoning. I think it's fair to all concerned.
Mr. Chair.
Having, yes, Ms. Ford.
So the 50% rule only really has to do with getting a building permit for a specific use, which is not this meeting, right? Because we can approve a zone change.
Correct.
When
This
they
is true.
come back
This is true.
to do
That is a
that,
good
then
point.
that's
That
when
is a
the
good point.
50% thing really comes
100%.
in. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure I agree with
No.
you on that point then.
I think you're right.
Okay.
Thank you for that correction. I think you're right, yeah, yeah. So we can, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Marquez, but we can vote on the zoning change, but not on the approval of anything specific until we have more information.
Correct.
That's correct, Mr. Chair. The specific, reason he came here was for an actual zone change and not for the actual building permit or anything of that nature. When that comes time, of course, we'll be in front of this board one more time.
I can live with that, and I think that'd be fair to Mr. Sanchez for purchasing a property that he felt was already commercial. And also fair to the community in knowing that nothing's gonna be built until further due diligence is made. And so, having said that, can I get a motion to either approve or disapprove the zone change with no building,
And wait, do we have
with
to
no
do
building
this?
approved?
To close the hearing.
We have to.
Oh, we have to-
Motion to close the hearing, is that?
Sorry about that. This is a bit new to us. Thank you, guys.
I know I was.
No, that's a new one. Okay, so can I get a motion to close the hearing on said subject?
I'll move that we close the hearing at this point.
Very well.
Second,
Second,
Mr. Mike Sweeney?
Yes?
Mr. Andrew Salazar? Yes. Mr. Ford?
Yeah.
Mr. Oliver Lesmer?
yes. Therefore, let us see if we can move forward on, again, just changing it from R3 to C3 at the 835 South Pacific with the fact that before anything is approved to be built on it, that more due diligence will be enacted. Okay, having said that, do I hear a motion? To approve or disapprove, either way.
Before I would make a motion, but do you
Oh.
want me to include with the part about the due diligence?
Do we
I
need
don't
to
think we
include that, Mr.
necessarily need to
Marquez,
include that.
or can we just vote on the zoning change? We don't have to include the building portion?
Correct.
I feel that if the board feels it necessary to say it, then it's probably best if the board does say it, so it's up for
Think
us,
so
so it's
too.
on record.
Yes,
But yeah, I feel.
I think we should say it.
Okay. Then I'm not quite ready,
Okay, very
because
well.
unless somebody else wants. it.
Anybody else?
No, this time.
Okay,
Let me just type myself a note here.
very well. 2 seconds, guys. And the reason I agree with Ms. Marcus as far as, the reason it's important is because we do have a proposal showing what Mr. Sanchez, his intentions are, so I think that is a fair thing to cover both bases there.
Okay, I will move to accept the zone change request with the provision that the city will undergo further discovery about the 50% noncompliance rule.
Very well. Do I hear a
I will
second?
second that.
Second? Can we take a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Ford,
Yes?
Mr. Andrew Salazar, Mr. Mike Sweeney,
Yes,
Mr. Oliver Lesmarks.
Yes. So moved.
So motion carried.
Motion carries. Okay. So it'll be, it still has to go to city council, but with our approval on that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sanchez. Is there any other business?
No, sir. No, Mr. Chair.
Can I hear a motion for adjournment, please?
So moved?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Very well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Oliver. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's fine, that's fine.
I'll get this.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Some very, very good input to get us on track.
I think last week I went like at 5. It was